The GP equity is Colony Hills Capital and affiliates, right? But it's also our fund. Our fund sits alongside us in each deal we invest into. And the nuance of that is that passive investors in our fund get access to our promote, our carried interest. So getting into this fund opportunity, right? This is our third fund. I'm going to just jump through this model for a second, this tech for a second to a main page that I want to talk about. Glenn mentioned that we've done 1.2 billion in total capitalization. This is our third fund. All three of our funds have been what's called a co-GP strategy. So it allows for our investors into our fund to invest alongside Colony Hills Capital into the GP stance on a deal-by-deal basis. This is a pictograph of how we capitalize a deal, right? It's an example. It's a $50 million total capitalization for this example. We're using fixed rate agency financing for 55 to 65% of the purchase. And then on each deal, we have a pretty broad network of JV partners we work with. We've done deals with Don Wenner, right, with DLP, a couple of those. And then we have a vast network beyond as well. And they'll typically provide 60 to 90% of the required equity on a deal-by-deal basis. So these are institutional LP funds, private equity firms, family offices, et cetera. And they're the LP equity, right? The GP equity is Colony Hills Capital and affiliates, right? But it's also our fund. Our fund sits alongside us in each deal we invest into. And the nuance of that is that passive investors in our fund get access to our promote, our carried interest. For your listeners, maybe some people don't know what a promote is. A promote is basically where the GP, the general partner who's running the show of the deal, gets, when the property sells and the LP hits certain return hurdles, they've hit an 8 or 12 IRR, certain returns, the GP gets a disproportionate share of the upside. So in this case, the GP put 20% into the deal. When the deal sells, if the deal performs based off the GP's efforts, the GP could walk away with 50% of that upside. And the LPs, 80% here could get demoted to that 30% or 50%, whatever it be. So the upside for the GP is very high, and we share that upside with our fund, this third fund. So we're raising $50 million for this third fund, this co-GP strategy. The first fund, which was also co-GP, we raised 20 million. It was invested into 7 properties, 380 million worth of real estate. Our second fund, we raised 25 million. It was invested into 3, soon to be 4 assets, 380 million worth of real estate as well, just abouts. And so for this third fund, we expect hopefully to have $500 million to 600 million of assets under management for this fund. No pressure, David, for that sort of deal flow. But we're excited about 2024, as we mentioned, and this is going to be sort of our firepower, this fund for capitalizing on the opportunity.